In 2007, Gabrielle Bernstein launched Falling in Love with Your Future, a young woman's guide to passion and happiness. This project takes the form of books, life coaching and lectures with an emphasis on guidance and mentors. Gabrielle also recently launched her social networking site, herfuture.com, for young women to find mentors. And right now we have Gabrielle. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And what a great project you've undertaken. How did this actually start?
Well, it came from my own personal journey, so I felt that there was a message to be carried. I started two businesses right out of college, right after 9/11, so fearlessly began working and setting up shop. And one of my businesses was a public relations business, and the other one was a company called the Women's Entrepreneurial Network. So early on, I knew I wanted to work with women. And around that time, I started to speak in universities on vocational topics. So I would speak in entrepreneurial classes or in marketing classrooms. And I found that the young women in the room really resonated with me.
The program Falling in Love with Your Future, tell us about that.
It's around that same time that I was speaking in the classrooms, and these young women were really picking up on the fact that there was something exciting about seeing another woman that was around their age, really making moves and taking care of herself. I realized that there was a deeper message other than just how to start a business. And around that time, I guess I was 25 at the time, and I was making a lot of different really important life choices. And so I started to write a self-help book called Falling in Love with Your Future. And that book took the shape of a lecture series, which I've been doing for the past 5 years.
So how did you then discover these secrets?
These secrets came from my own personal journey. So my own personal journey of what it is to be a young woman at 22, 23, 24, and all the adversity that you can hit, whether it be trying to figure out who you are, which is a lot of what this work is about, trying to figure out what you're really passionate about. And I had to hit all those walls myself in order to pick myself up, stand with more alignment, and learn all of these tools along the way.
So it was a journey of self-discovery.
Absolutely.
Which never stops anyway.
It never stops. I love my work because all of the tools that I carry and all the messages that I preach, I do on myself on a moment-by-moment basis. So I've created a program based on a lot of different teachings, whether it be Marianne Williamson, Louise Hay, Wayne Dyer, A Course in Miracles, Buddhist philosophy, the 12 Steps. A lot of different influences have informed my work.
Go back 5 years, and that's not a long time.
Not at all, no.
But how have you changed in those, say, 5 years?
A lot.
How?
How have I changed? Well, I have a very serious meditation practice, and so through my meditation, I've grown majorly, very, very deep growth, and I've really pushed myself against my fears. I've really stood next to my fears and looked at them and gotten comfortable with the fact that I want to grow and that I want to change. So I've taken bits and pieces of different tools and different exercises and different books and different lectures and incorporated them into my own life and inevitably interpreted those tools and those techniques for the Generation Y woman.
Is Buddhism a major part of your life?
It's a big part, yeah.
And is that where you get a lot of inspiration from?
I get a lot of my inspiration from my meditation. So I really find that in that centered place and in the place of stillness is when I can actually get to that truth that I'm looking for, that honest decision making, and really touching my intuition rather than acting out of fear.
What are your main fears?
Not that many right now.
So you have no fear?
No, of course I have fear, but right now I have enough of a identification with the fact that those fears are not me. So the work that I've done is really to witness those fears rather than become them or be of them. So if there is something fearful going on with me, it can coexist with me, but I don't have to take it on. Does that make sense?
Yes, but I'm just wondering though, how this, I suppose, inner peace, meditation, Buddhism, and here we are in one of the most frantic cities in the world. How do you achieve that stillness, yet the positive aggression you need to survive?
I worked my inner peace like a full-time job. I really did. I made it my mission, and it was my deepest desire was to figure out how to live with serenity. And because I came from a very chaotic place. I am, as you can see, still an extrovert, right? But
Oh no, you're very shy.
yeah, clearly. But I was living for the outside and really trying to define myself and find happiness on the outside, whether it be this young entrepreneur or some party girl or so-and-so's girlfriend or the person dancing on the table, right? So I learned at a young age that wasn't helping me and that wasn't fueling me. So going in and really exploring what that could be like through methods like meditation, I was able to, like I said, work that inner peace like a full-time job. And now, as a result of that, I get to enjoy the benefits of a lot of layered work, a lot of dedicated work. So I'm talking daily meditation practice, exercise, literally taking exercises that I've created where I will recognize those fearful thoughts, record them, and then use tools to release them. So it's really taking moment by moment inventory of what my fears are. And as a result of doing that work, it's just like going to the gym. You go to the gym long enough, you build great muscles. And your muscles are really working on your behalf, even when you're taking a nap, right?
Yep.
So that's kind of how I am at this point with my mental state as well.
You're also very good in marketing. You know how to promote yourself.
Yes.
Do you have plans for DVDs,
Big plans.
books?
Big
The
plans.
whole lot out there. I mean,
Yeah.
big screen. I mean, another movement.
Yeah, a movement. Yeah, a movement, a female movement, a shift in energy, really. Because what I've created here is a platform for women to change their minds. And every young woman that changes her mind is empowered and, in a sense, becomes a miracle worker, really. Because we as women are hardwired for connection and communication. So we're talking a lot, right? So if I can create a movement with women talking about love rather than fear, just imagine what will happen, right? So at this moment, it's lectures, it's my first book, Falling in Love with Your Future, it's podcasts, yes, it will be DVDs, it will be audiobooks, it will be meditation CDs that people can download or put onto their iTunes, it's products, it's really, the sky's the limit, but most importantly, it's a message, and it's a message that's going to be spread.
And it's a springboard for the rest of your life, isn't it?
Absolutely. And that's the beautiful thing. I say recently I realized that this work is not about me. It's about the young woman that I can help change her mind. But it's very nice to be the vessel that gets to do this work, right? It's nice to be able to have a good time with your life and with your mission.
You also, public relations. Has this helped you with your career?
Absolutely, yeah. So there's no coincidences, right? So there's no coincidence that I began my business career as a publicist because I had something to say, right? And
they're going to listen to you whether they like it or not.
Yeah, exactly. But I always knew that I couldn't publicize things unless I believed in them. So there's nothing more exciting than now publicizing the thing that I believe in the most, which is my work, which is my core message. So I've had a great time doing publicity for it. It's only the beginning.
You are your own agent, just about.
Well, I have a lot of support nets showing up right now, which is beautiful because inevitably you're going to need those arms.
Yep.
But I have great media relationships and I have a marketer's mind and I know how to speak to this demographic because I'm quite close to their age. And I actually coach quite a few women of this age range, medium age 25, but it's 17 to 30 is the
But what
demo.
about guys? I mean, young women, what about young men?
Well, the messages are applicable to anyone. I mean, I can really carry this message, change your mind, change your world, and I can talk to you about it. I can talk to my dad about it. I could talk to a 14-year-old girl about it. But I chose to really speak directly to young women because I have a very deep, deep-rooted connection to her, to who she is and what she's going through right now. Does it mean I won't ever speak to men? Of course, there'll probably be books out there for men, for women, for men and women to coexist.
But I would imagine at 22, 25, even 30, it's really hard to get a guy to think, past that, a couple of glasses of wine or a beer or football or whatever. I suppose that's sort of inbred into males. Can you see that ever changing? Because we still have that, not caveman mentality, but the guys at 22, I mean, they're still, basically the same as they were 20 or 30 years ago. So how do you break that mold?
I think a lot's changing right now for men. I think a lot of men have been very humbled recently, and I think that this feminine approach, a softer, gentler approach, will be very effective and very powerful in the coming years. So I see a lot of men that would really balk at anything self-help related turning to it now because they don't know what else to do.
If somebody wants to find out more, how do they do that?
If they want to find out more about me, you can visit my website, GabrielleBernstein.com, or my social networking website, herfuture.com, which is a site for young women to find mentors.
Absolutely a joy to talk with you, and we'll do more of it later.
You too.
Thank you very much.